Hello everyone. Today's video is all about protesting and the national anthem. Whether you have scholars that are in the e-learning environment or the brick and mortar building, they will be participating in events, school-wide events where the national anthem would be played. This is an opportunity for us to seize a teachable moment, explain to our young people what protesting is all about, and allow them to formulate their own opinions. The first thing I would say to you is to educate yourself and be objective in the facts and the information that you present to your scholars. Now, who are some famous protesters? Cesar Chavez and his protesting fight for farmers and better pay wages. Mahatma Gandhi and the Salt March. Martin Luther King and his March on Washington. Susan B. Anthony and her fight for women's right to vote. Rosa Parks and the Montgomery bus boycotts. All of these protests brought about great change and created and shaped the country in which we live. And so these would be great teachable pieces that you could utilize in your home and in your classroom to educate yourself and your scholars on what protesting is all about. Now, we have seen in recent days the protests for Black Lives Matter and athletes kneeling during the national anthem. I would take this as an opportunity to not say whether that is right or wrong, but to teach what the national anthem is all about. A lot of us don't realize that it's even a poem, and the title is The Star-Spangled Banner. Why did Francis Scott Key write this? He did not know that it would even become what it is to us today in the United States of America. He was writing this, just a scared lawyer who had gone over to negotiate the life and the release of a prisoner and gets caught in the heat of the war, of the ending of the War of 1812. He wakes up the next morning, he sees that huge 30-foot by 42-foot flag, and out of gratefulness for still being alive, he pens this poem that has now brought about so much controversy. It was never originally a song. When he passed it out to people, he said that they could sing it to the tune of a song because he was just grateful that he had been able to still be alive to write about it and to talk about his experience. Now, what we draw from that and what we make of that is on our own accord. But that was Francis Scott Key's original thought when he wrote it. Was everybody free when he speaks of the land of the free and the home of the brave? No. During that time, African Americans were still enslaved. So I don't think that when he wrote those lines, his intent was to say, we're all free here in the United States of America. And I think that that is the point that those that are kneeling are trying to make. And so I think that we should allow with respect those to express the way they want to express, and you express the way you want to express. Am I going to kneel? I'm going to stand. But it is everybody's free right to do what they want to do. Now, I would also say that while I'm teaching about the Star-Spangled Banner, I'm also going to teach about the Black national anthem that we are hearing now that a lot of us didn't even know existed. And I'm going to teach about Lift Every Voice and Sing and James Weldon Johnson and why he wrote that and why he presented it to the NAACP as a song, originally, again, a poem. So you could contrast these two authors and see what they had in common and what they didn't. But when James Weldon Johnson wrote this poem for the birthday celebration of Abraham Lincoln, who had emancipated the slaves, he was not thinking even that it would become what it has become today. So as we're educating ourselves on these writers and who they are, allow our scholars to see photographs of these people. Who created this flag for Francis Scott Key during this time in the War of 1812? Who wrote and penned the song for James Weldon Johnson as his 500 scholars sang the Lift Every Voice and Sing at a grand birthday celebration for Abraham Lincoln? These are all teachable moments. Educate yourself. I want you to figure out and find out some answers to some of these questions so that you know the information that you're presenting. Present with courage. Present with strength. If you are an African American educator and you know these things, it is our duty to help our white colleagues or our other colleagues that don't understand understand, maybe African Americans that didn't know this. Help everybody to learn. Don't be quick to judge. Make sure that you are using your voice to speak out and to educate people on what is right, and let them formulate their own opinions so that we can all teach this in our country with great success. So I would just say to you, utilize this as a teachable moment. Engulf your classroom with this knowledge so that your scholars can formulate their own opinions. Thank you.